Hello, this is Yaso. Today, I'm sorry if I'm a little far away from the mic. I'm gonna try and bring up the volume, but I'm gonna be doing something in real time because it's been a while since I posted a video. I'm sorry about that. It's just that last week I was not feeling too well and like getting like used to the cold weather again, and it was just a mess last week. Let's just leave it at that. So today what I'm going to do is in real time. Woo, look at that, real time. Oh, look at that, my tablet's not working. So this happens every now and then with Clip Studio where the sensitivity will just go away. I believe it's like a RAM issue, but it can't be a RAM issue because I just upgraded this thing. So the easy way to fix it is to not save, close it, and just open it back up. And yeah. Oops. There we go. Alright, so in real time today, let's see if it works. It works! Yay! In real time today, I felt like showing you guys in real time, not sped up, the basics on how I draw. And now this is, the program that I use is Clip Studio Paint, as it says right here. I use the Paint Pro. I don't have EX, which is the upgraded version. That one's a little bit, let me bring up the volume a little bit more. That one's a little bit more expensive, and by a little bit I mean like, I got this one for $15 when it was on sale, and that one is on sale right now for 80 something. So I mean, it's much more expensive. It's something that I definitely can't afford right now. Shameless plug, I have commissions open if you're interested. Anyways, so yeah, today I'm going to be showing you the basics on how I use Clip Studio and what tools I use and whatnot. Now, originally I only used like the vanilla, like the basic tools that the program came with. So I would use like which one did I use? Was it this one? No, I used one of these pencils. This one, the rough pencil. So I used to use this rough pencil for sketching, and it's a good pencil one to start with if you want to, like the vanilla ones that the program came with are really good. Sorry about that, my cat just freaked out for no reason. They're really good for, getting your hands into the program and like starting off and stuff like that. Oh, and by the way, I use a Wacom Signatique 13 HD. Yeah, 13 HD. So it makes work a lot faster and a lot easier. And I know not everybody's going to be able to afford that. I was very lucky to find this one at such a good price. But if you can find yourself like a monitor tablet or like a screen tablet, even I believe like the new iPad Pros have functionality for drawing and stuff like that. But anyways, as I was saying, like the tools, right? Let's go back to the tools. The tools that I used to use would be like the rough pencil, and then for inking, I would sometimes switch between the G pen and the turnip pen. The G pen has like more pressure sensitivity, so like, and I believe it's a little bit smoother than like say Psy. I do have a setting for this Psy pen, and some of you can't really see the difference. For me, I feel like the Psy pen on here is almost exactly as like the turnip pen. A little bit more pressure sensitivity though. But I downloaded a whole bunch of different brushes. That Psy pen was something that I downloaded. I downloaded this one, which is what I've been using for sketching because it feels more like a pencil, if you know what I mean. And it's great. It's great for sketching out. It's got very high pressure sensitivity. If you can see on the icon there, it starts really thin and then it gets really thick, and it's very much like that. Like I'm barely applying pressure now, and I'm starting to apply pressure, and there we go. Like it's very very nice. It's like having a wooden pencil that's always sharpened, in my opinion. But anyways, so yeah, those are the tools that I normally use. For coloring, I mainly stick with just the oil paint. Let me see if I can like show you guys. Like for shading, I will use like the oil paint. So for this, I would like just use that for shading. And depending on how much pressure you apply to it, like the more opacity it has, it's a really nice tool for shading. And then for the blur, I just use blend and nothing special. Like I either use blend or blur. I've been messing with the settings on both of these, so like yeah, there we go. This is the one I normally use, blur. So like there's been some mishaps with the blurring and stuff like that I need to fix. But anyway, so yeah, those are the tools that I use. As far as like this program, I do use Sai every now and then, mostly when for some reason Clip Studio isn't working. I remember I had to use it for one image I did recently. I think it was the Sonico one. Yeah, it might have been the Sonico one. I used Sai because for some reason Clip Studio was just not playing with my tablet. Sorry, I'm moving it. And so I had to switch over to that. So if you guys want to see a video on like the basics of Sai, let me know and I'll try to do something with that. So I'm gonna show you guys now a basic, like how I start a sketch. So I'm gonna pick a character. Let's do Zidane from Final Fantasy IX because that's my favorite game ever. Now, a lot of people like to sketch in blue on real paper because it's easier to ink, but I much prefer sketching in black or even gray because I'm used to that from just years of drawing on paper. So, I mean, I do have this brush setting here, which gives me blue and red pencils, but I don't really use those as much. I'll use just this grease pencil from, I forgot the name of this brush set. If you guys want the brush sets, I'll try and find them again and put them in the description box below, but you know, I don't really remember it. So yeah, let's start with just a bust, because I think a lot of people like they know how to draw a face, but they don't know how to draw a face, if that makes any sense. A lot of I remember back in high school, like I used to hate, you know, my art classes because my teacher was so restricting and stuff. And one of the things that she made us do, which I actually did take home and learn from, was how to properly map out a face. So I'm gonna show you. Like I showed you very briefly earlier how to do it, and I'm not sure if I've shown it in previous videos because I think I just skip over the sketching part. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to make a, what is this called? Vertical line, a vertical line, and then you're going to make a horizontal line. And you're thinking, what the hell is this? Then you can make a circle around it. And you're still thinking, what the hell is this? So for the mapping, I'm sure you've seen other artists do this as well. But for the mapping, this line right here represents where the eyes will be lined up. For like proper mapping for like a portrait, you would do 2, which is like how big the eyes would be. And then you would have like where the nose would be, which would be right here, and then the mouth. And then for the eyes, they would have to be like, an eye distance apart. And that's like for the perfect asymmetrical face. And then there's the pupils. And now I'm drawing Saitama, apparently. It's something like that. And then for the mouth, like the mouth corners have to line up with the eyes. And then for the ears always line up with the eyebrow and the nose. So like the tip of the ear would be here, and then the bottom of the ear would be there. And that's how you map out a face when you're doing like a proper portrait. Now, since I'm doing a more fantasy anime character such as Zidane, he has different features. So I'm going to show you real quick how I do it with just this 2 lines. And this is going to be like a very simple, like not a whole lot of thought put into it sketch. But I always do this, and then I draw the ear with the form of the head. I realize I draw a lot of people with the same kind of head shape, but I try to diversify that within my characters. I do know that I tend to draw the same face sometimes, but I try to do it differently each time, because I don't want to have same face syndrome. If you don't know what that is, let me know down below. So now that I have this very simple 3/4 view of the face, here's the neck. Very simple. I always start it like at the base of the ear and like base of the chin, sometimes a little bit thicker if I have to. That's basically the basic head shape. Now, how do I do the face? So I don't do the whole like, oh, this thing here, nose here, eyes here. No, that's not how I do it. I kind of already have my eraser's too big. I kind of have in mind what I like. So what I do is I start erasing the middle part, and then I envision what I want to see. It's really like it's hard to do without the proper guide. But years of practice, you'll start to understand and have a better understanding of where the eyes go, where the nose goes, and stuff like that. So for the eyes, Zidane always has like these. It always arches in the middle. Kind of has like a little bit of a wing, but not like a wing, you know what I mean? He has pretty thick brows, I remember. I'm not referencing, so if he doesn't look like he normally does, my bad. So yeah, then I'll do the bottom of the eye. Sometimes you can get away with not doing the bottom of the eye, but that's a personal preference. Especially when it comes to like, anime style and whatnot. And then you go with the pupil. And there's a happy little eye. Look at that. And it's not like gigantic. So I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, that it's, not gigantic, or if it is gigantic or whatever. That's all up to your style. You can break the rules and make it bigger, you can make it smaller, but as long as you have an understanding of how the face structure works, then by all means, go ahead and break that rule. You don't have to follow that rule if you don't want to. That's the beauty of art. You can do whatever you want with it. And even if you're starting, if you're just starting, I highly recommend you follow the rules first, and then as you're getting more comfortable with those rules, then break them, do whatever you want, draw whatever you want, and have fun with it. Have fun with the skills that you have worked your butt off all these years, because that's what you did. You worked to build a skill, and once you have that skill, you can do shortcuts and stuff like that, just like any other profession or hobby that anybody has ever done. That's the thing about drawing and art and all that stuff. Like it's a skill. It's a skill that you have to work hard to build up. Sorry for the rant. It's just I hear a lot of people going like, "Oh, you're so talented. You were born with talent." And like, yeah, some people do have talent and they are born with it, but you know, some of them get too cocky and they're like, well, I have talent. I don't have to work hard to like perfect my skill. And then they end up stop doing art. And it's like, well, who's the winner now? Anyway, a handy thing to do when you're drawing in any program is to flip the canvas. Reason why you see a lot of artists do this is because, especially for me, I'm drawing on a screen and my hand is blocking the other eye. So I can't, right now you guys can see it, but I can't see it. I can't see the other eye. So I can't really make sure that they're symmetrical. Like if I started drawing, I'd probably like draw the eyebrow here, the eye down here. And then it's like, oh, oops, you know, the eye is not in the right position. So what you do is you just flip the canvas. You flip the canvas and that way you can see what the other eye looks like. And you can line them up. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, it's not that easy on paper. So on paper, you would just have to like look at it. Raise your hand, look at it. Raise your hand, look at it. And that's the beauty of doing it on digital. And there's nothing wrong with drawing on digital. There's a lot of purists out there who like to believe that, you know, art should only be done on paper and whatever. And to those people, I say suck it, because to draw on digital, it's a skill as well, and it should not be viewed any lower than proper tools, because this shit is expensive too. I mean, like a Cintiq 13 HD, like one of the newer ones, can get you anywhere to like $800 to $900. Like, come on, dude. Like that's expensive. Like that's an expensive art supply. Anyways, so as you can see, I drew the eye just a little bit different shaped, and that's because when you're looking at someone, their eyes, like depending on the view that you're looking at them, like at a third, 3/4 of the way, their eye is going to be just a little bit shorter, just a little bit, and it's part of perspective. You can draw the other ear if you want, if they have big ears. If not, you can just leave it alone. So we've got the eyes out of the way. Yay! We got the eyes. So now comes the nose. Now, depending on the style that you want, like some people just, there, nose. Or you can do like, there, nose. Or you can do what I do. Flip the canvas because it's easier for me. You can map it out. Remember, you can always erase if you don't like something. And he has a little bit of a pointy nose, so I'm just going to give him a pointy nose. I'm going to add a little bit of shadow because that's how I do it. Add a little bit of shadow to the nose, and it gives it a little bit of more dimension. As far as the nostril goes, some people like to do it like that. Some people just do a dot. I like to do it just a little bit like that because his nose is upturned a little bit. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit right there. Now for the mouth, I'm going to give him a little bit of a smirk. So I start with a little bit of a thicker line at the edges to give it a little bit more depth. And some people would probably leave that little middle part, you know, empty without anything, which drives me crazy. But I like to line it up and give it a little bit of a shadow under the lip. Now, I'm looking up at my recording and I'm not too happy with how far apart their eyes are, or his eyes are. So what I'm going to do, which is another great thing about drawing digitally, I'm just going to select that, grab this, hold down the shift button so that I'm not moving it around all over the place, just side to side. And oh, the shift button doesn't work on this one? Weird. Okay, it works for other programs. I'm just going to use the arrow buttons to move it then. And with the arrow buttons, you can move it woo far away. There it goes. Or you can move it in closer, which is what I want to do. I want to move it in closer. The eyes should always be about an eye's width. So like the width of this eye should fit in here, kind of deal. Especially when you're looking at a person straight on. Of course, not everybody's gonna have that. Like, some people might have eyes that are a little bit closer to each other, and that's totally fine. Like, that's acceptable. But for drawing purposes, we're trying to do it as symmetrical as we can. So there you go. That's the basic of how I draw a face. Now, depending on the character, the eyes will change, the nose would change, the ears, the mouth would change, the expression would change, obviously. And for expressions and for all of that, I'd say that, you just need to continue practicing, draw fan art, get yourself more comfortable drawing all those different things, and then you'll be able to do them yourself without referencing. So let's go ahead and do his hair because he's not bald. From what I remember, he does have a middle part. So let's go ahead and kind of map out where his hair is going to be. I don't normally do this part, but I kind of want to give him proper hair. So, and then he has a middle part, but he has like that 90s anime kind of bang where it's just very floofy, very poofy kind of deal. And then that's another thing that some people may not be comfortable drawing, and that's hairlines. And hairlines are completely, totally optional. Like, you can always draw bangs on all the characters you have, but you will run into a situation where you look at your drawings and you're like, wow, everybody has bangs. Not everybody I know has bangs. And you have to learn how to draw a hairline. And for hairlines, the easiest thing to do is just literally little lines like that. That gives the illusion that there is some kind of volume, some kind of mass there, separating the face from the hair. And that's the easiest, quickest way that I know how to draw a hairline. So let's continue drawing his poofy ass bangs. Another tip for you all. If you're right-handed, it is always easier to do this number. Now, it's a little harder to do the opposite. And that's where this little handy thing comes along again, because you draw this right here, and then you're starting to get to this part and you're like, oh, my hand is cramping, or oh man, it's harder to do it like that. Just flip it over. Just flip it over. And you should be good, because you can just do the same motion as you did on the other side. It's a lot easier. A lot easier on your wrist, and just easier in general to pull off. Oh, Zidane, you were such a funny character. If you know who Zidane is and you're laughing because I say his name wrong or whatever, let me know down below, because I'm pretty sure I always say his name wrong. I've always said it like that since in middle school when I first got the game. I mean, I didn't know any better. They didn't speak in those games, so I just went with whatever. I just sounded it out in my head, and I was like, yeah, Zidane, that makes sense. It probably doesn't. It's a French name. It's probably like Zidane or something, but you know what? Let a girl live. His little ponytail, little rat tail, fitness. On this little number here, and there we go. We got a little monkey boy, Zidane, with 90 ass hair. Good lord, this looks terrible. If I wasn't rushing for this video, I'd probably, you know, care a little more for the hair, but it's a little bit too poofy. Anyways, yeah, that's a simple, like, how I draw a face. And after this, I would, like, make a new layer, lower the opacity on this one, almost like having a paper on top of another paper with a sketch underneath a light box. And then with that, you can just start inking away on the right layer. There we go. You can start inking away. Woo! Inking! And that could be another video if you guys are really interested in watching me ink. But I think for the most part, most of my speed up videos already have inking process in them. But if you want like a more in-depth tutorial on how I ink, just let me know and I'll try to make one. But for now, this video has gone on way too long. It's like 20 something minutes, almost half an hour. And I rambled a lot, but hopefully you guys learned something from this little gem. If you have any questions or any tips, anything like that that you would like to provide to me or anybody else down below, please do so. And let me know if you like these videos. I'm probably gonna make more of these like tutorial like videos because I actually really enjoy watching tutorials myself, and I feel like they're really helpful, especially for those who can't afford to go to college or go to art school or anything like that. I'm completely 100% self-taught, so I myself find these really useful. So yeah, let me know if you like this, if you like me chatting longer like that. So yeah, anyways, so I always say, keep doing what you like to do, keep drawing, pick up that pencil, don't let anybody stop you from drawing. And yeah, let me know down below if you like these videos or not. Take care, bye.